Hello everyone, welcome to my studio. I'm MJ from MJ Hobby Corner, and for this video I want to give you guys a little sneak peek at what's going on with the Starship tiles. I did some work on it today, and I am busy doing a lot of things in the studio. There's another project that I'm also working on that has to do with some figures that I'm making. And so that's something that hopefully I will begin to show maybe end of this week, beginning of next week. We're going to start talking a little bit more about these scratch builds. But for now, I'm trying to finish my Starship builds. And this project is interesting in that I'm using only recycled materials, only materials that I have available in my studio. I'm not going out and buying stuff or whatever. So this really uses anything I have in the studio that can be used to make the tiles. So in that sense, and that's true of most of my projects, I usually don't, you know, go out and buy specific things for the project. I have a certain amount of things in my recycle bin and materials and other things that I collect. And then, of course, those get utilized for the various projects. So why don't we go check out the Starship and see where I'm going from here. All right, so here are the tiles, and I've been busy painting and making some terrain for it. And we have some bulkheads there that I was working on earlier today, and I hope to paint those. And then we have the engine room back there, okay? And then you can see the nozzles all the way at the end there. So, all right, let's take a look at some of this terrain. Okay, so for the bridge, I still have to paint the bridge, but we have some chairs, and they are on magnets, so I'll probably be magnetizing some of the floor areas there, and then adding a couple of details to the consoles here, and they're all like they have like a lot of details that I did with various materials, just pressing them into the foam. And then they have to be painted, so I have to put like all the little lights and all those little details like that. But we have some chairs. We have a command chair over here that's already magnetized, and then there's like another chair right around here. Okay, so then we have these plastic things I made, and these are like those big screen displays. I'm gonna figure out another way to, I'm just holding them with the clips right now. I'll figure out another way to kind of stand them up, but they're pretty cool. Once everything is finished, they're gonna look pretty cool, I think. Okay, so we have that going on. There's a big computer here. So this is the bridge, by the way. So I want to give a little overview. And I already started doing some painting around here. Okay, and then all that scarred detail is going to have to be painted. So that's going to take a little while. I'm going to be painting all those details. Okay, so this is another view of the bridge. You can see the computer there. That was made with a lot of little electronic parts that I had. And then the little chairs, for anyone that's curious, just have a magnet. There's a little piece of clothespin down here, and I drilled a hole in it and then put a little one of those little like cocktail sticks, whatever. They're a little thicker than toothpicks. And then I found these nice round pieces of cardboard, and they came in a package, and so I inserted the spine of the chair through that cardboard, and then I just cut a little piece of cardboard for the back brace here. Okay, and so I painted it black with a little bit of gray, and there's still a little more detail I'm going to add to the chairs. But that's pretty cool. Okay, so now moving to the bulkheads. Bulkheads I'm going to keep them simple. They have to be painted and just keep them simple. And I haven't decided if I'm going to make sliding doors yet. And then here we have a small lab, okay? And so I made these like stasis tubes. I'm going to make more of these. And this is completely modular. This thing comes off and I can change the creature in there because he's not really glued. There's no resin in there. I'm not using any resin, just using what I have available. And this was done with a medicine bottle and then drilled with my Dremel to get all those little wires and stuff in there. Now the wires are, it's this kind of wire that I get from Walmart, and it's very thin, and then it's coated with this plastic. So they make excellent, like, you know, electrical wiring because it has that rubber, like that plastic coating. So I just put a pencil, I just took it and twirled it around the pencil, and that's how I got all these little curls and stuff. So I just curled it. And then this one is just a wire, and I added all the remnants of clothespins, just added to make this, and then added a little crank on top, those buttons that I bought from Walmart. And then the bottom, there's a tea light. So we're going to turn that on in a little bit. And then this is the bottle cap for the bottle here, okay? And then I just added some clothespins for details, and then we have a specimen container system. And I'm going to make more of these. I have 2 more coming, and we're going to have some kind of lab, you know, very alien style. Here's a bench with all like the chemical potions, not potions, but flasks and stuff. I'm still in fantasy here. So there's like a little CPU rack. We're going to add a few more little computers for the lab. Okay. And let's just see it. So the tea light is a very cheesy little way of adding a little bit of light effect to the stasis tube, and not using any kind of, like I said, no resin or anything. So it's kind of cool, you know, kind of cool. And I'm going to be making more of these different styles and stuff. So pretty cool. So we also have some containers, and this is some of my older terrain. And I'm beginning to paint some details on the tiles. There's another bulkhead there. More containers, right? Supply containers or whatever. Here's a big container, probably going to be part of, you know, some of the like cargo bay areas. All right, and then we have the engine room back here, and I have some more details. There is a wall that's coming over here that's going to have some computers and stuff like that on it. And then the engine room itself has a little platform for figures. I got to paint some radioactive symbols around here, but I already started doing some of the paint, you know, some of the minor details. You can see some stuff under there, okay, some stuff here, like those caution tiles. And again, not sure if I'm going to do any opening closing doors, because I really want to test this out, play with it, you know, and see, you know, this will be perfect for games like Stargrave, 5 Parsecs, you know, any game inside of Starship, even like Grim Dark. Julie and I from One Page Rules, we're going to use Grim Dark and do like a boarding action game. I think that would be really cool. So she could play humans and I can play like the alien hivers or something. So, all right. So I wanted to give you guys this update so you guys can see the progress on the tiles. And this project is almost finished, at least the first phase. Okay, there's a second phase coming, which is going to build a deck, a second deck up on top called B deck. So, and then of course I also have to add some weapons, and there are some platforms that are coming that I've already almost finished. Okay, so here's one of the platforms. It's already finished. It has to be painted. And these are optional platforms that get attached right there. Okay, so they have a ladder, and then figures can go up, and I get a slightly different, perspective here. I could turn these into these are like capsules. I can turn these into like weapon bays if I want to as well, right? Depending on the mission and cargo of the ship. But it's looking pretty good. I'm going to be painting all that, and then it'll look good once everything is assembled on the game table. And these tiles, I will be continuing to work on them little by little. I will add other tiles to change the shape of the ship. We can make like cargo freighters or whatever else we want to play our games. So it's going to be a cool little system, and it's always going to portray the shape of whatever ship we're doing. All right, guys, so that's a little update just to show where that project is going, and I've been progressing quite well. Now there's a lot of painting to do and all that stuff. And the tiles themselves, I'm going to just kind of leave the way they are, just so that I can play my first game on it. And then little by little, I can always change colors or add stuff to it, that kind of stuff. But I definitely want to finish what I have so that we can have our first solo war game on these tiles. And then Julie and I will also plan another game, right? We'll probably put it in the polls, and then we'll see what game we're going to play on the tiles. So whether it's one-page rules, Stargrave again, or whatever, okay? So there it is, and I'm hoping to also show you guys the next project, which is going to involve a lot of scratch build miniatures and also figures, and even a sculpture. I have a sculpture coming very soon. So we'll talk about all that in the future. Be well, and I hope that everyone's okay. And that's it. We'll talk in our next video very soon.